Hey everybody, it's just me today, probably a little bit of a shorter one. I want to do something a little bit different. Instead of talking about marketing and how to do sales, I want to talk about other things that you should be spending your money and energy on right now, besides marketing and sales. So what I'm going to do right now is go through 7 ideas that I have for you that will cost between $500 and $1,000 each that you should do right now before you spend another dollar on marketing or sales. Let's do it. All right, so to kick things off, I'm going to tell you that you don't have to do all 7 things on this list I'm going to cover today. Some of these ideas are really bizarre, okay? They might not apply to you. Fine, that's fine. But I guarantee at least one of them will. And this episode is for the people who are saying, how come my sales marketing aren't working? How come it's working better for other people? If you've got FOMO or if you've got disappointment or whatever you've got going on, I want to help you with this, okay? But all I ask is you just keep an open mind and don't chuckle too loud as I introduce some of these items on the list, because I think by the end of it, I think you're going to hear where I'm coming from. Okay, shall we do it? These aren't in any particular order, but I'm going to start with kind of some of the more weird ones, and then we'll have some practical ones in the middle as well. Number 1, this is something I think almost everybody I meet on Zoom should invest in. Number 1, you should invest in your Zoom setup. This can cost anywhere from $300 to $1,500. And actually, I don't think that I've ever met somebody who regretted investing on the higher end in their Zoom setup. Now, if you have watched this podcast on video, if you're seeing me on social media right now, you see that I've got an above standard camera. I have some interesting lighting. I'm talking into a podcast microphone that's like the best, arguably the best, or maybe second best podcast microphone in the world. It's not the most expensive microphone in the world, but it's very, very good for making podcasts. I made those decisions intentionally. I also made them over time. I didn't buy all of this all at once. But let's just think about this for a second. When you're selling virtually, which most discovery calls are going to be on Teams or Zoom now, your first impression is your Zoom head. It demonstrates so much more authority when you look professional on Zoom. But if you've got a grainy 480p camera, or you've got a big window right behind you blowing it out, and I can't see any of your facial expressions because it's white balancing or it's brightness balancing against the sun, what are you doing? How is that making a good first impression? That's like showing up in your pajamas to an in-person meeting and then having to fight against it. Listen, it just demonstrates more authority when you look good on Zoom. It's the same reason that we groom when we go to sales meetings, and the same reason that we dress up when we go to sales meetings, because our first impression is important. And we want to demonstrate authority in every possible way that we can, especially when we're in a sales position, because people inherently distrust salespeople. You could dedicate 90 minutes on a weekend to rearrange, to move your desk and spin it around the opposite direction, get a good background, get some good lighting on you, okay? For me personally, I think blurred backgrounds make it look like you're working in a bedroom. I think if at all possible, I know that I'm going to sound kind of elitist right now. Like, not everybody has a situation where they can build a set for their Zoom calls, okay? And sometimes you are working in your bedroom, and that's okay, all right? But if at all possible, I'd rather see your room that you're in, your office that you're in, than just like a weird Zoomy background. We're talking really about 3 ingredients with your Zoom setup. We're talking about your camera, your lighting, and your sound. But if we want to say the 2 that are most important, it's really going to be light and sound. Because most cameras are pretty good. If you use like a MacBook, there's a free app you can use to have your iPhone be your camera. And the iPhone camera is incredible. Or I'm sure that PC and Android has some equivalent. Like, you don't have to go buy a camera if you don't want to. Also, $100, $200 webcam is usually fantastic. But a camera is really only as good as the lighting, okay? Lighting is super important. Now, if you're looking at me on video right now, my light looks kind of intricate because you can see I have multiple light sources for multiple directions. But I'm going to tell you, It's way, way easier than you think. Right now I have a light behind me that's a little Edison bulb. That is a smart bulb that I have synced to my phone so I can manually control the brightness. It's currently at 1% brightness level because I wanted it to just accent my background. But if it's up full all the way, then you can't really see my face. So I needed smart so I could do that. I have some overhead lights as well, just in my track lights in this room. I put smart bulbs in there as well so that if I needed to, I could play with the color temperature and change things if something was coming out kind of wonky. And then I have one light on me, which is like a $12 or $20 ring light from Amazon on like a $10 stand that's clamped to the edge of my desk. I have to reach over and click the little button on the ring light. I've already talked more about lighting than I needed to. You could just have a freaking ring light over your camera. It will be fine, but you need to be illuminated. If you're not well lit, your camera will increase the ISO and try to light you up on its own, and it will increase its own brightness. And that makes your video look really grainy. And grainy video looks cheap, and it makes you look cheap. Even if you're in a nice suit, it makes your suit look like you bought it at JCPenney in the clearance rack. No disrespect, JCPenney. Much love. Good lighting will make your camera look like a more expensive camera. Okay? Now, next is sound. I'm going to get technical here for just a second, and if you're bored, fast forward. Find like a USB dynamic microphone. Rode has a bunch of them. You know, what is it called? The Procaster or something. You'll find them. Find something that's USB powered, that's dynamic, and you'll be great. This arm for my microphone, I think it was $22 on Amazon, something like that. Simple. So good audio, good lighting, you will look more professional. Period. The amount of people who jump on Zoom calls with me and they go, and I get complimented, wow, you have the best Zoom setup I've ever seen. I go, oh, thanks so much. So how can I help you? And I'm already in a position of authority. I haven't even said anything yet. It's not going to mean that now I don't have to know what I'm talking about. They're still going to tell if you don't know what you're talking about, but you start in such a better position if you have a good setup. I don't know why more people don't invest in this. You're on Zoom 5 hours a day. We're never going back to not using Zoom and Teams. You're using Teams all day, every day. The average lead in managed services costs $1,000 to $2,000. So if I could make every single person trust me 10% more immediately for a one-time investment of $500 to $1,000, why wouldn't I do it? You should. That's my first of my 7 things. Number 2, everybody should treat themselves to some tailored clothing. I think you should get a tailored suit and either a well-fitted shirt or a tailored shirt, men and women. Everyone deserves to be able to show up to a meeting well-dressed and confident. Most of the things I'm talking about are actually designed to help you be more confident, okay? And they're going to do so much of the heavy lifting for you. Back when I was an actor, one of the things that would happen often is like if people were struggling to be in character, a lot of times people would rehearse in wardrobe all the time, and they wouldn't read any lines outside of wardrobe because it was hard. It's one of the fastest and easiest ways to get into a character. And when you do, I remember I was doing a play of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I was playing like a wolf or something, you know? And I would dress up like a wolf, and then you look in the mirror and you've got this dumb makeup on your face and a dumb wolf hood on, and you're like, oh, look, I'm a wolf. This is so much easier for me now to commit to the lines and commit to the bit because I'm dressed like a freaking wolf. Versus if I showed up there in like my Jordans and my joggers trying to look cool, I'm not going to be able to commit to it. Obviously, dressing up like a wolf as a child on stage, not everybody's definition of cool, but you know what? Maybe you and I were raised differently because I think it's awesome. Anyway, tailored clothing is something that everybody should treat themselves to at some point in their life. It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to go to Italy and hand choose the silk, okay? I get suits from a company called Indochino. I don't know why I'm telling you this because I'm giving them a free plug, but you can pay $400 or $500 for a suit that is literally 100% tailor-made for you with a fit guarantee. And I bought more than one of them. I like them a lot. But go to Nordstrom Rack and get a jacket and have them tailor it for you. There's something that happens when you wear tailored clothing. It's like wearing armor. And if you're new to sales or if you feel uncomfortable trying to sell bigger and bigger deals, this thing happened in my MSP where I started showing up in a blazer and the sales meetings got shorter and I closed more often. That's just what my experience was. And I think that it isn't just me, okay? I didn't invent this reality, but people make more generous assumptions about you when you're well dressed. You don't want to go overboard and show up in a tuxedo, and you don't want to go. Some people worry that dressing well will make you look wealthy and flashy, and that somebody will think that you're overcharging or something. Sometimes people worry about that, but like, oh, is that where all my money's going? Is to buy you a suit? Yeah, that's where everybody's. What do you think? How'd you buy all your clothes? Your customers paid you. Does that mean if I showed up naked, you would buy from me? Or in a burlap bag? It's just such a stupid argument. That's just from people who are afraid of dressing nice. You don't have to wear a Rolex, but I do think it would benefit you to spend a few $100s, a nice tailored jacket. And guess what? You can wear the same jacket to every sales meeting all the time. You don't have to have more than one. Number 3, this is an idea I've had for a while and something I think more people should take seriously. You should hire a copywriter. And here's what you should do. Hire a copywriter for a project. I want you to either have them interview you, or if you'd rather, have AI interview you. This is actually a good use of AI. Have AI interview you and give it some prompt to the effect of, you are a brand consultant and marketing specialist, knowing everything that you know about me and what I want to achieve. Come in blank, like your Barbara Walters, and ask me questions about who I am, what I do, and ask me about my stances on these topics, and give it the list of all of the hot button issues that are trending right now in managed services or in small business or compliance or governance and regulation. Have it interview you, and then you give well-articulated written responses. Have it coach you on the responses to tease more out of you. Have it go like 2 or 3 layers deep on every single question and give that in the initial prompt so that it squeezes as much out of you as it can. Then have it summarize that entire report into long form and then into a bullet form. That's when you're going to hire a copywriter. Good copywriters are like $100 to $150 an hour. Great ones are, you could pay a lot more than that. I think I pay more than that for copywriter, but I've also paid a lot less for copywriter. So go on Upwork or wherever, find somebody who's writing samples you like, $100, $150 an hour, and tell them, hey, spend 3 to 5 hours with me, either interviewing me or reviewing this AI interview, and then let's do a supplemental interview if you think there's anything missing. Then I want you to analyze all my competitors' websites, or 2 or 3 of my competitors' websites, and just look at what other people are saying. And you're going to help me hire them to help you build a brand voice. Have them distill all of your answers on those topics into contrarian, valuable, and clear talking points. Okay? In the Feel Good, we call this your unique insights worksheet. Everybody has to have a unique take on all of these kind of core things. And you probably have unique takes on. The easy way to get into this is like, what does everybody say about these topics that is untrue? And what are the things that are important about these topics that no one is saying? Everybody has stuff like that. Like, why is nobody talking about how fragile the cloud actually is? Why is nobody talking about what AI governance really means? And everybody says this about AI, but actually it's this about AI. And if you think carefully about even the way that I build my branding, this is a cornerstone of my philosophy for building my brand. I have talking points, and I have unique, contrarian, clear positions on those talking points. And there's like 6 or 7 of them, and it's like all I talk about. That's how you know who I am. That's why you're listening to this podcast right now. But if copywriting isn't in your wheelhouse, hire a true expert, treat yourself to a professional to come in and help you make those talking points. Then go through it together, look at it, and then if you wanted to keep that relationship going, you could have them build you content, write a blog or 2 on each one of those. I think you could probably put it back into the AI machine at that point and have it generate a lot of content concepts for you. Invest in a membership in Taplio or something, or whatever, that some LinkedIn writer, invest in some blog writing tools, make some Claude agents to do this for you. I know you're going to do that anyway. But once you've truly actually gotten those talking points together, those become your brand content pillars, and they will become the pillars around which you can build your personal and your professional brand. $300 to $500, maybe $700, incredibly well spent. So that was number 3. Number 4, moving on to a little bit of a curveball. Not for everybody, but an idea I'd like you to consider. Hire a personal trainer for 90 days. No, I'm not kidding. This is not about changing the shape of your body. Okay, I'm not saying, hey, fatty, go get in the gym. Okay, that's not what I'm saying, and you know that's not what I'm saying. Stick with me through this. How much is a personal trainer? Probably 300 a month on the low side, probably 1,000 a month on the high side. You don't need to spend $1,000 a month. Give me a break. Couple $100 a month. Realistically, if you really put your mind to this, you could make something that works for you. You could go spend $200 on adjustable weight dumbbells on Amazon. You could hire somebody to come and meet you in your garage every Saturday, and they could, whatever, they could do workouts with you. You could get a walking pad. You could do this, and you could make time for it, and you don't have to do it at 4 a.m. You know it, and I know it. But this is, again, I'm not just talking about trying to get you in shape. I'm not a pillar of health, okay? And I don't use a personal trainer. But I used to be much more active back in my early 20s when I was in the entertainment industry, and I worked out all the time, and it was a kind of an obsession for me because it was technically my best chance of making any money. Certainly wasn't for my brains. So I have had a lot of hours working on my fitness and my body. Here's what I have observed. What I have observed is that doing hard things that are good for you over and over again is pretty much a life hack to unlocking any personal limitation that's in front of you. If you can master the skill of doing hard things that you don't want to do, you can literally do anything you want. And sales is impossible. It might be mysterious. It might be insurmountable to you. I cannot solve this puzzle. Well, could you do 200 push-ups every morning? Maybe not today, but you could do 20. You could do 20 right now. You could pause this podcast and do 20 push-ups right now and say, screw you, that nagging voice in my head that tells me I don't finish anything, or that nagging voice outside of my head coming from my spouse. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to prove to myself that I'll do hard stuff because I should. Not because Brian told me to, but because I know that I should. If you spent $1,000 on 3 months of personal training, it could rewire your brain and your mental state. There's something profound about moving your body consistently, even when you don't feel like it, that it will align your body, your soul, and your spirit all in place, and it will right-size you emotionally. It will give you more emotional regulation tools. It will also balance your hormones. And hormone imbalance, as much as this is going to sound, you might not believe me, hormone imbalance, I think, is actually a leading cause of motivation problems. It's like dietary issues and hormone imbalance, which are also related. But one of the best ways to balance your hormones is to be more active. And I'm telling you right now, if you're investing in sales and marketing and you're spending $7,000 a month on marketing, it's not working. Is it really that preposterous to call $1,000 a business investment? Now, this is not tax advice. I'm saying, but this is an investment in the growth of yourself and your company. I'm not necessarily saying put it on the work card. But is that really a crazy use of $1,000? Or could that $1,000 completely unlock or revolutionize the $7,000 you've been spending every month on marketing? All right, last 3 on the list are more practical things that you can spend on. And I want to be really careful to make sure that you don't hear this as biased. These are just some things that some people haven't done, and because they've taken things out of order. If you've already done these, fantastic. They don't apply to you. No problem. Great job. Next on the list is you should invest in a freaking CRM, customer relationship management tool. I'm going to say this to you. You have no reason to build a CRM. Unless you are selling and doing high velocity of outbound with high degrees of conversion, and you're selling a lot consistently, and you have multiple team members who will need to execute at a high level, there is no reason for you to rebuild a CRM in Claude. There's just no reason. And you can send me an email at brian@feelgoodmsp.com if I'm wrong, and you can say, Brian, you're wrong, and I'm going to tell you why, and I promise I'll read it. But listen to me. There's a good chance if you're building a CRM in Claude, it's because you're just finding another thing to do that isn't outbound. Stop making yourself projects. Start selling stuff. Go get a CRM. Look, here's another free plug. The Tech Tribe is $50 a month. Nigel Moore is a delight of a human being. He wrote the foreword to my book. I don't think he's ever raised his price. As long as it's in his control, he probably never will, or never will raise it a lot. $50 a month for his whole community, and he gives you a CRM. He gives you a Go High Level instance called Growably. Is it the best CRM in the world? It doesn't have to be. You don't need the best CRM in the world. The best CRM in the world is the one that you'll actually use. So take that excuse away from yourself. Go get that one, okay? Use a CRM. You deserve to do this with the right tools, okay? You give yourself what you deserve, a fighting chance to make sales and outbound happen for you. Use a CRM. On that same line, number 6 on our list of things you should spend money on before marketing is a data source. Get a list of businesses that want to talk to you. You want a free one? Go to Data Axle if you're in the United States. If you're in Canada, use a VPN and go to Data Axle, okay? If you get a US public library card, which that might be a problem if you're in Canada, that's probably not going to work for you, but I believe that you'll figure something out. If you have a public library card, Data Axle is free. It used to be called Reference USA. And I'll tell you right now, that's how I built my whole MSP, was outbound on those numbers. It's really old data, but it's free. If you want to spend some money, I am going to put a link, just full transparency, this is an affiliate link, but I believe in Apollo is the best bang for your buck if you just need contact records, and that's what you need. It also has a bunch of other go-to-market tools in it, like dials and emails and all that stuff. But listen, I think there's some under 100 a month, up to 100 a month, versus a bigger one, like a Zoom Info or Lucia or something. Those more expensive data intelligence tools, if you're just starting out, it's going to be about 30 to 40% more accurate, maybe 50% more accurate, and about 1,000% the price. So you have a much better, the Pareto principle here, the 80-20 principle says, hey, spend 100 a month on pretty good data, or you can spend $2,000 a month on good data. I don't know. I think you can be the judge there on where you need to get it, but make lists. Guess what else is free? Google. Ask ChatGPT to make you a list of businesses in your city, and then pull a Mike Bakaich from Iceberg and go walk into their office. Okay? You want to know how many employees they have? Go walk into their office and count heads. That's the best way to do it. Anyway, you have to get some data for yourself. Do that right now. Don't rely on a marketing agency that owns your data. That data will leave when their contract ends. That's insane. You need your own data. And finally, number 7, thing that you need to invest in before you invest more in sales and marketing efforts is training. Again, just to be clear, it doesn't have to be me. I don't care really who it is. It should be a sales or marketing thought leader whom you respect, who has credibility and results from more than one person and has been doing it for longer than you have, who can help you achieve results, ideally with some degree of guarantee. Upskill yourself. I'm not talking about go hire an agency to get you leads. That's not what I'm saying. Upskill yourself in your ability to sell, your ability to converse, your ability to make friends, your ability to listen, your ability to build relationships, your ability to copyright, your ability to read and comprehend so that you can go and read and get more training. You need to invest in yourself. Put $1,000 on the line and say, I'm worth $1,000. If my marketing is worth $100,000 a year, I think I deserve to give myself $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. That number will go up as your position in the market goes up. And frankly, as your self-worth goes up, you start investing more and more into yourself, which is always kind of a fun thing to see. You just need to prepare for this. And this is why. This is why it's on the list. It's because fortune favors the prepared. I don't know why this is exactly. I have a theory. You probably don't know why this is, but we all know that feeling. When you don't need a sale, one shows up. When you desperately need one, they don't call you back. When it rains, it pours. You've heard that expression. Well, wouldn't you love it to be pouring leads? Something bizarre happens when you prepare, when you're ready for the leads to come, they come more often. And I think, here's my theory I mentioned. I think it's because what's actually happening is you're more confident. That's it. I think you're more confident. And when you're more confident, every single interaction and micro interaction you have with strangers, with passersby, with network members, they see you differently and they're more inclined to work with you. People like to work with successful people, and successful people are more confident. So if you can be more confident in yourself and your ability to sell and close, or again, converse, build relationships, build partnerships, whatever, not your ability to build servers, your ability to transfer that knowledge and that value to other people. When you're more confident in that skill, more people will say yes to talking to you. People like talking to the people who are pleasant to talk to. Invest in yourself, my friend. Spend some money. This could look like a lot of different things. Go read a bunch of books on sales and marketing. If you don't like reading, okay, go buy Audible and get the credits. You won't listen to an audiobook? Pay a human being to plop you down and read to you. I'm not kidding. Buy workbooks. Take a college course on public speaking. How much do those cost now? $1,000? I don't know. Join Toastmasters. Join a Rotary Club. Get out of your skin. Get out of your body. Get out of your comfort zone. Do these things. I'm telling you right now, investing some dollars and some energy and a little bit of nerves and spending some courage on yourself will make all of your sales and marketing significantly more likely to give you a return. Not just in the next year, not even just in this business, literally for the rest of your life. What is it? Every time you interview billionaires or any of those people, they always say, invest in your skill set, develop high value skills, monetize those skills. That's the most reliable way to survive any economic downturn, is to have high value skills. And all those skills I just mentioned in sales and marketing, relationship building, even copywriting, those are highly monetizable, highly valuable skills. My friends, those are 7 things that you should be doing, or that you could be doing. You're not going to do all 7 of those. That doesn't bother me. But my hope is that if you are feeling stuck, you would seriously consider these or any other ideas that come to mind as some creative solutions to get you out of your rut and to help you assess how you might be contributing to the problem in your lack of marketing and sales success. And in other podcasts, we've talked all about some of the ways to determine how other people might be contributing, how to judge a bad ICP, how to judge a bad agency, etc. We've already had those conversations. We'll have plenty more of them. But you deserve this. You deserve success. And I want to see you investing in yourself in serious ways. So, hey, reach out to me. Seriously, I love it when you reach out to me. And you know what? I'm going to shamelessly ask for this right now. If you enjoyed this episode, will you please leave me a review on whatever platform where you are listening to this podcast? Because I've got a handful of reviews. They're always really great. They're super helpful. It doesn't have to be a 5 stars, guys. If you're like 3 stars, here's what I liked about it. Here's what I didn't like about it. I would be ecstatic for you to leave me a 3-star review of my podcast right now. I would be ecstatic. Tell me in that review what you liked about this, and tell me, this is the one I'm going to do from the list of 7, Brian. This is awesome. Or all these 7 were terrible. This was 3 that you should have mentioned. Just let me know, my friends. Looking forward to it. Okay? You got this. I got this. This is going to work. See you next time.